Hey, welcome back to the show, Chosen One. I have another message for y'all, okay? Now let's get into it. Sending my love and sending my light as well. So I want to talk about some things that come with being a chosen one. Chosen ones, we are very attractive individuals. Chosen ones are very attractive, okay? Whether that be your looks or just your aura. You got aura. You know what I mean? Your aura, like just when you walk into a room, like you got for females. I'm talking about every man of all aspects of life want you. They want you. They're all very attractive. You could pull any man from any caliber. I'm speaking from my chosen one females. You're just a baddie. You always been a baddie. You know what I mean? Regardless if you're skinny, fat, mid shape, the opposite sex is always going to be attracted to something about you. It's just your light and how you carry yourself. You don't have to be a woman that wears no clothes or anything to get attention, because you are the attention, literally, and then the ones that are like not trying to pay you no attention but trying to get your attention is intimidated by the attention that you get. So, and for men, the same for you. You know what I mean? You could pull any female. And then I guarantee you that the crew that you hang with is always throwing little slick, little jokey jokes. But all those jokey jokes ain't always jokey jokes. You feel what I'm trying to say? A lot of them jokes is really how people really feel about you, but they try to disguise it as a joke. You know what I'm saying? But chosen ones, we know, we can see through it. That's why we can't be F with, because we can see things. We see what people think they're hiding. You can't hide nothing from a chosen one. Chosen ones are high priestess. Chosen ones are seers. Chosen ones are blessed with the gift of the all-knowing. Okay, just like God, we sit right next to God. Like y'all think I'm playing when I'm saying this. Like we're literally God. Okay? So, if you don't understand that when I say that and you take offense to that, that's something that's a you problem. You got to do some research so you can get on that mindset and understand and understand what I'm trying to say. But again, for those of you who don't understand this messaging for you, then, take what resonates and leave what does not, for those that do understand and understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So it's like there's levels to this. And I keep on repeating that there's levels to this. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking anybody that don't understand what I'm trying to say. But you know what I'm saying? If it's not for you, it ain't for you. Point blank, period. Maybe you can come back and rewind this in your future, in the near future. Anyways, let's stay on track here, But, we sit next to God. That's why we're so precious and we're so divine. We go through the temptations too, like every human, because we're in the flesh. But we are very disciplined with certain things. You know what I mean? We understand and understand things that we should not do and things that we are okay to do. You know what I mean? So, and I had to explain this in another video, like our punishments are going to be more severe sometimes than the average person, because God knows, he really wants you to walk a straight and narrow path. Because if you're a representation of a chosen one, God is selecting you to be the leader for the masses. Okay? So there's certain things you cannot indulge in when the hand of God is placed upon you. You know what I mean? Where everybody else can do certain things, and there's certain things that we just can't do. You know what I mean? It's the energy that's embedded in us. It's the power that God has placed upon us. When you get a power from God, there's things you can't do because it interferes with your power. You understand? So God's not going to let you do. He's going to, hey, let me give you a friendly reminder, ma'am, sir. No, you can't do that. So now I'm going to have to put you through this so you know not to do it again. You know what I mean? And most of us chosen ones, we learn from our lessons. Believe that. And we're not hard-headed like that. We may go through our trials and stuff in the beginning when we're younger and stuff like that, but once we start getting of age, we're just very wise individuals, and we're here to share and shed our light, and more chosen ones are coming out, and we're speaking to the masses and being leaders, and not forcing people to do what we do or how we live, but we're just giving you that energy and that frequency on this timeline to explain and expose who we are as an individual, as a collective, and calling on more chosen ones that can relate to our messages and our stories, and let you know that, hey, you're not alone. You know what I mean? And if someone younger than us can come upon these platforms and hear what we're trying to say when they're young, and not like when they get older in age, I'm not saying that's anything wrong with that, but I mean, the sooner you know who you are, the better you are at it. You feel what I'm trying to say? You're going to kill this game. You're going to kill this game. It's a game. It's a game of chess. You know what I mean? You know, let the best player win. Let the best players win. You know what I mean? So, but chosen ones, listen, like we are the creator. Okay? We know how to create things. We know how to manifest things into the physical planes, to the 3D. You know, we tap into our star player. It's over for these hoes. You feel what I'm trying to say? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You gotta go. So I'm talking about, you know, all our haters and people that just, you know, always try to project onto us. You know what I mean? Wishing well and wishing bad things onto us, casting spells. Spells do not always have to be somebody with a pot putting potions in it. Spells are words. Anybody that sits around and amongst a group of people, the more they are, the more that they're trying, that's an attack upon you, upon one of God's chosen ones. People sitting there talking down on you like that in a negative, derogatory way, they are casting spells and sending witchcraft in your direction. Okay? That's what they're trying to do. They want to see you in poverty. They like when you're struggling. They like when you're something bad because it makes them feel good. They're sick. They're sick. Those people like that are sick. But they try to reverse it because they feel like there's more of them than there is you, that it means that it has to be right what they're doing and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? They're getting validation by others telling them it's okay to be like this. They're raised like that. It comes from their mothers and their grandmothers and their aunts and their parents' friends and the stuff that they grew up on. They're not strong-minded enough to see outside that storyline that they've been living for so long. See, I've been born around that, but I always knew in my mind subconsciously that's not the way to go. I knew that at a young age. Okay? A lot of these people do not know these things at a young age. So they're more easy to imprint this way of living and this way of being at a young age. They pick it up. Whatever they're taught, they're followers. They don't have a mind of their own. Chosen ones have a mind of our own. Okay? We're on a high frequency. That's why most chosen ones, when you were younger, people used to pick on you to make you feel like you're outcasted. You know why? Because you are a peculiar people. You was born to stand out. You was never meant to fit in. And these people that always outcasted you, they thought they were trying to like suppress you and stop you from seeing how bright you are and how great you are. They thought that was going to affect that. No. The more you did that to us, the more we see who the fuck we truly are. So you lost and we're still winning. Okay? And all these people that were doing that, they're all getting their karma. Everybody that came against chosen ones are getting their mother effing karma as I speak. Okay? Whatever it may look displayed on social media or what they're gossiping on the phone, I guarantee you behind closed doors, half of that shit ain't even happening. Okay, a lot of these people are in abusive relationships with cheaters and liars and married and signing contracts and getting themselves in karmic fucking contracts and debt with people. And that's their karma. Sometimes people that did you dirty, the partner they end up with is a reflection of them, and that's their motherfucking karma. Best believe that. I already called judgment on a lot of these mother effers. Okay? That's their karma. So always remember that, chosen ones. Let go and let God. Pray on it. Walk away. Don't attach yourself to nothing that people throw in your direction. They just want a reaction so that they can validate and make their narrative look believable. Because everything they've been saying about you to other people when you're not there. And I guarantee you none of these haters are going to ever come to your face and tell you the shit that they be saying about you to the next person. You're always going to hear through the grapevine. Ain't nobody, they're not real, they're not bold like us. Because see, we're the type of people that come straight to you and tell you about you. And that's what they don't like. So instead, they're hidden enemies. But we already know what's hidden is always going to come to the mother light. God bless, love, and light.